Two American citizens were shot and killed. Not overseas, not in a war zone, inside United States. They weren't killed by the criminals. They were killed by the federal agents.
Then broke the window and
They were the part of the federal immigration enforcement operation. Welcome back to my channel. This is Study World Politics. What happened in Minnesota isn't just a story. It's a warning about power and who controls it. This is Minnesota. Wide farms, quiet towns, long roads where nothing dramatic is supposed to happen. A place where life moves slowly and the problems are usually small, local, and familiar. People here don't wake up thinking about politics. They think about work, about family, about getting home safely. When something goes wrong here, people know to go to local police, elected sheriffs, and the community control. That's why what happened next felt different. It felt federal. In January 2026, the federal government launched Operation Metro Surge.
Let me be clear from the start that public safety in Minneapolis is not negotiable. When violent criminals exploit gaps in enforcement, gaps at that state and local level most especially, federal law enforcement has a responsibility to act. That is why we are here, and that is what this operation is about.
It was run by the ICE, Immigration and Custom Enforcement. ICE doesn't answer to the mayor nor to the governor. It answers only to Washington. As you heard, the federal officials say it's all about enforcement efficiency. Critics are asking, why did they do this now? Big raids like this just don't happen. Timing counts. During this operation, two American citizens were shot and killed. One of them was Alexa Preety, a 37-year-old ICU nurse, US citizen, community member. Another US citizen also died during this operation, a fact often overshadowed but central to why anger spread so fast. But the most disturbing part came after the shooting, when local officials realized they had no authority to stop the operation. Federal agents can legally operate in a state, but they don't get a free pass. Deadly force is only allowed if there is an immediate threat and no other way to stop it. In the case of the nurse who was shot, many are asking whether this rule was followed, and it's a question communities are struggling to understand. The controversy here is simple. Video evidence appears to contradict the official explanation, and when authority and evidence doesn't match, trust collapses. Protests didn't start because people hate law enforcement. They started because people felt exposed. Parents asked, what if that was my son? Nurse asked, what if it was my co-worker? This was the moment the story stopped being about immigration and became about authority. America has seen this before. In 1970, at Kentucky State University, government force killed unarmed Americans at home. Back then, Americans believed this could never happen again. Minnesota shattered that assumption. Every time federal power crosses this line in the past, the country paid for it later. What happened next didn't stay in Minnesota. Minnesota isn't radical. It's ordinary America, and that's why this matters. Because if federal power can override local control here, it can happen anywhere. This wasn't a choice. This wasn't a riot. It was the federal government enforcing authority, and people died. If federal users can use deadly force inside the state and local authorities cannot stop them, who is really responsible? Be honest in the comments. If this happens to your town, would you think it is an law enforcement or something that crossed the line? Do subscribe for more such videos.